Welcome to my channel, L Star Creative, and this is L. I hope you enjoy the video. Today, this is a tutorial of my teeny weeny album, which I have shown you before. First step is to take a 12 by 12 paper and fold it into 4 parts. If you do not have a 12 by 12 paper, you can use two 6 by 6 and glue them together. Next is to fold the same 12 by 12 paper vertically into 3 equal parts. Make sure that all the squares made from all the folding have a dimension of 3 inches by 4 inches, and so make sure to crease the paper to have a defined fold. After all the folding, it should look like this. On the paper side with 4 equal folds, cut on the center from the bottom up to the base of the last square and leave the last square uncut. Now reverse the paper and cut on the first fold from the bottom up to the base only of the last square, and do not cut the last square. Remember that. Do the same thing on the last fold. Again, cut from the bottom to the base of the last square only. Do not cut the last square and leave it. And it should look like this, a W or an M. Then start folding each square on top of each other alternately, making sure that they are all aligned and properly creased for a defined fold. Remember that each square should have a dimension of 3 inches by 4 inches, and if your paper is not cut properly, just trim it. So we have now our paper that is folded. Let's start it with that. That is the dial. This is how our paper looks like. Cut, cut, cut. See? So now we have divided into 4 parts, but not cut all the way through. Okay? Alright, I'll show you again. There. We will start folding with this part. So we fold going to where the paper is, right? So, I mean that part, the next square. So we fold. It's like alternate folding. So we fold down, and then that one we fold onto the next, and that one we fold onto the next, and that one we fold onto the next, and here we fold onto that, and this one we fold onto this, and that one we fold into that, and that one we fold onto this, that one we fold here, and that one we fold onto the next, and there. This is your back cover. Of course you have to cover that. And this is your top front cover. We will cover that also. And this is how it looks like. Now all have been folded on top of each other, and we have this size. Let's start gluing now. Remember, everything must be aligned, okay, when you are gluing. Very important. Okay, so we will start with our first page. This one is the covering, or this is going to be where we are going to glue in our cover and binding. This is our binding area. As you can see, I bound it here. And this is the cover. Underneath that, I see, as I said, I glued it together like that. So this one, you will have a cover which is thick board so it's sturdy, and you will put it here and the bind here and then cover this. Okay, I think that's clear. Now we are going to do our first page. How do we do that? We will glue first. We will glue the white parts because that's easier. Okay, all the no print we will glue together. But first you have to decide what kind of pocket you want. Is it, if this is the binding, is the pocket here or is it on top? As far as I'm concerned, I did three pockets on top, and I did 2 pockets like this, that it's like an envelope where I can insert like that. So I made 2. Mind you, this design, by the way, like this booklet, is longer to make because you have to cover. First you need a board and cut it, fold it like that, and then you have to cover it individually with paper and the cutting. Unless you have somebody to cut your paper for you, then you have no problem, because that board must fit in here. So dimensions very important, the cutting also very important, so it fits properly. Now as far as the top pocket, I'm not so concerned about that, but you also need to plan that, because if you do not plan, then you don't have a little place for you to be able to pull that one out, unless you make it into a tag or a bookmark where there's a hole here and there is a yarn or thread that you can pull out easy, which will be protruding on the pocket. First page, and then this is my pocket. I will glue only this part. This is the part that is going to be bound. I will glue only on this side because the pocket will be on top. Okay, so I am very meticulous when it comes to gluing, because if you put too much glue, the paper will warp and it's not a nice finish. If you put too little glue, it doesn't have a sturdy finish. So I'm very slow, and because I am very intentional in my application of the glue, it is very important that things don't come off when you are already sticking your photo mat or your tags inside. You need to have a sturdy finish, and so that's the reason why I'm very careful with this glue, that it is generously applied but not too much that it will warp the paper. Okay, we will only apply on the sides because this is a top pocket. See, again, this is our front, this is our binding. So I'll show you how it works now. Okay, cover. Make sure that you don't have glue on this to the next paper like that. I have glue onto the other paper. Make sure that you do not glue that, because it will stick together and it will tear the paper if you're not careful. So now I have glued it, and as you can see now I have a pocket, which is not dry yet, so make sure to dry it first. As you glue, you plan your pockets, but you only glue the white parts, the one with no print. That is the reason why this kind of paper is easier to make instead of the double-sided paper, because here you can actually tell very easy which ones to glue. But as I said, before gluing, make sure you have already designated where your pocket should be. Let me see how to work this out. Oh, maybe so let's not make this our first pocket because it's near the cover. So let's just close off this whole thing. So here we are on our first page. Are we right on that? Wait, that's okay. So here, first page. Okay, this now comes our pocket. How are we going to make our pocket? I'm going to make it on top here. So if I'm going to make it my pocket on top, I have to take a part of this. So see, I have some place for my fingers when I take out a tag. Okay, we will take out a little piece of that there. See, a little, just or a little more. Because once this is glued, it will be very difficult to do this. All right, there. See, so now you have that. So when you insert something in there, let's see, from on top, see, it will be poking a little bit, so it's easier to pull that tag out. That's what I meant with it. So now this is now our pocket. So make sure to glue it. You showed earlier, right? Just glue on the sides, because that is the only part that needs gluing if you want this to be a pocket. When you glue, make sure that as I already said, it's not too much or too little, but also it's uniform in size of the glued area, so the tags you make will fit into that space, into that pocket. Because if you glued it erratically, then the tags that you will make will also vary in size, and that would be a lot of work because the measurement. So if your tag is 3x2, make sure that your pocket is able to accommodate a 3x2. And also think about it, that it has room if you already have pasted your photo in there. So don't make it your tag or your photo mat so thick or too big, because once you have a photo already inserted into or glued into your photo mat, it will be bigger, thicker, and if your pocket is not roomy enough, then it won't fit. Okay, so I finished that, so let me just put it down like that. So this is the pocket now that we have made. Let's try to stick some tag into there. See if this one I made is, oh, there, it fits, right? And it's still roomy. Before you leave it to dry, fix it first. Now it's roomy, see? So that's good. That is a good pocket. So there, now our pocket is ready. There. Okay, so next page. So where are we now? Cover, and see the glue went into the other side without me really wanting it, but it's okay because we actually need to glue that also. I will glue this part already. glue is now on my rubber mat, but good, it's okay, it's easy to clean. My rubber mat. And that's the reason why it is there in the first place, because it's easy to clean. So our first page here, one there, next, and there, I told you the glue will definitely glue on other places. Okay, we will leave the part that has print. We will only deal with the one that has no print. We are going to glue this, the whole thing. Okay, so yeah, it needs planning where to glue, where the pockets need to be, where you want it to go. But as far as I'm concerned, I really do not glue the whole thing together because I don't like warping the paper. I did that already in my other projects and it's not pretty looking. So I just glue on the edges to make them stick together. Because after all, that's all you need to do to make them stick together. Sometimes I get carried away when I'm being really thorough and I wanna really glue all the parts together, but I realize it's not necessary, because once you glue on the outside, on the sides, it will not come off easy. And see, our paper had already started to warp, and that is not a good sign, but we are going to do it. So let's just press it down. That is the reason why the alignment of the paper earlier is important. Okay, so there you go. We have that covered up. So we have glued this is a cover, and we have glued it to the binding. So we are going to open up this area to show to have our first page like that. So we have these already, we have already glued it, so we have that. So let's make this clean by doing it like that. Now don't worry about it, because there is a lot of things we can do to these edges to make it look pretty. And as a matter of fact, sometimes it gives it a different kind of personality, our albums, if they are not spick and span clean like that. Sometimes we can distress it even to make it look like aged or vintagey kind. So no problem with it. We can always color the edges if it's a little so that is now your cover, and now we have our first page, and your pocket is the next page. There is your pocket, and we are going to cut this part to open it up and glue it here. Okay, we cut, open up, and this will be our next pocket. I'll find a better scissor. That one, I will cut that so it's clean before I glue. There. And this one also we will cut, and that is our pocket, right? We will cut this part so we will glue it there. Okay, let's cut that part. And glue it on the side. as I said, never mind the edges. We will also color the edges of this before we decorate it. Okay, there is our pocket. That after it dried up, as I said, we have to actually check that the gluing is, when it dries, it doesn't close the whole thing. Like, make sure that it is open, your pocket. Okay, so we have that. Now we have this page. We need to glue it on the side. Now if it's not nice, just cut it however you like, in such a way that it is clean. We are going to glue it like that. Okay. Oh wait, like that. Okay, let's put it like that. Okay, so let's see. First page, second, and there's our third. And yeah, make sure that it is aligned as usual. Now we have, why is this poking? There. So our page, we got 1, 2, and we have our pocket, and that one. So now we are ready to attach the remaining, which is, this is the back, so this should be the remaining. Okay, and we shall attach it like that. Okay, so let's do that. Attach it like this. Glue, glue, glue. Just the edges. So here we go. Let's put it on top like that. Press it on that side so it's aligned. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. It should stick like nicely. Okay. Wait until it is dry. But make sure to see if the page gluing is good, okay? Mine is, it's okay now, so we can proceed to the next phase, which is to glue the sides of this, because now this is again another pocket. Okay, now I made a mistake, see? Before I glue that, I should have done this first, because now this one doesn't fit well, but we can force it, and we can force it like that, just enough for us to give there. Okay, now it's done, so we can glue it. See, we have that. The top is our pocket, so glue from the side. Okay, that's good. We will just press it like that. First page, and then our second page, and then make sure to clean always. Yeah, always clean after the fact. Okay, we glued that, and always check the gluing if they are stuck together in a not good way and non-uniform way, you have to fix that. Like this, you need to fix. Now it's okay. All we really need to do to make sure is the alignment is not off. It needs to be aligned all the time. And if it is aligned, then that means you have glued it nicely. Like that one, a little off. Just pull it and do your that there. See, it's okay now. And you can just continue like that. Now your pocket is there. Let's put a tag, a photo mat inside. I always call this a tag because you can make this into a tag also. Just poke a hole. See, it fits fine. But I see that the gluing that I did in the inside is not uniform, and I don't like that. So I'm just gonna ease it up a little by doing it like this. I like them uniform, or the gluing needs to be nice. This is to ensure that it is not tight, that there is room for the photo mat with pictures on it already. See, oh there, now we have room. So this is a good pocket now. Okay, so we continue to the next. We will cut this area, which is our cover. We will cut and glue it. Okay, now we are going to make this into a pocket. So how we do that is we glue just the side. We will make that into a pocket with an envelope type. And I will just do it like that. Okay, so now our pocket is here. We can insert a booklet type like that, and we will insert it here. There. So let's clean up the pocket, because I like it always uniform from the gluing. I like it uniform, meaning has a straight line of glue inside, so it looks nice. Now we have this one page remaining to glue here. Okay, let's do that now. Remember to just glue on the edges. So now I'm satisfied with that. Now I'm going to just put it on top. Make sure it is aligned all the time. Before you leave it to dry the glue, make sure it is aligned. So I see that one isn't, because that's our cut, so I'll just pull it a little bit. Just so it is all nice. Always check everything before allowing the glue to set. So I think that's the back, so this is the front. Yes, that is the back. And I see the gluing is nice. It just left us with that, so I will do it like this so the glue will set faster. And there you go. Okay, let's now visit our album. So this is the base or the skeleton of our now finished teeny weeny photo or scrapbook album, however you want to use this for. And this is our cover, which we will be finishing up and decorate, embellish. And that is the first page. And the next, which has our pocket on top there, and then the next, and then a pocket again, and then the next, which contains this insertable booklet type you can insert there. And this is our cover. So how many pages? Let's count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. 24, and we have 2 pockets, so that's 2, so that's 6, and this is another 2, so 28, and we have 4 here, so 32 photos. That is including the inside of the cover on both the back and the front. 32 photos in all, but maybe we won't put photos all if we limit it to just 30 photos. So that should be good, right? 30 photos, and that's how tiny it is. And we have finished it, so let's remove that. It doesn't belong there. And this is what we are going to decorate in my next video.